Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem and invocation. The national anthem is being performed by members of the UB Black Jaguars. Chair of the Faculty of Management and Social Sciences, to deliver our invocation.
Good morning to all. Please join me in prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Heavenly Father, we thank you for waking us up this morning. We thank you for our health and strength. We thank you for bringing us safely from all over the country to this graduation ceremony. We thank you for each other, for our loved ones, for our families. We ask for your almighty hand to be upon all those who graduate today. Bless their lives from this day on with goodness and love. Help them to stay true to their dreams, to use their gifts wisely, and to walk into the future with faith, hope, and great love. Heavenly Father, we pray that you will follow these graduates as they find new journeys to travel. Keep them safe as they journey along the paths of their dreams. Guide the decisions they will make and the passions that they follow. We pray for our university, the chairman and all the members of our board of trustees. Pray for our president and his management team, all deans, chairs, unit heads, faculty, and staff. We pray that you will continue to grant us wisdom and patience as we continue to chart the way forward for this fine institution. Bless our gathering this morning as we recall your grace and kindness to these young lives and celebrate the endings and beginnings of the opportunities you provide. Lord, we lift up these intentions to you through your precious Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you to Dr. Palacio. Thank you to Mr. Leopold Perriott and the UB Black Jaguars. Please be seated. In accordance with professional etiquette, the university acknowledges the presence of the following individuals: Governor General of Belize, His Excellency, Dr. Sir Colville Young; Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports, Honorable Patrick Faber; Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Forestry, the Environment and Sustainable Development and Immigration, Senator Honorable Godwin Hulse; Mayor of Belize City, His Worship, Mr. Darrell Bradley; Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Carlos Perdomo; Deputy Mayor of Belmopan, Mr. Ralston Fraser and Mrs. Fraser; the Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the University of Belize, Mr. Harrison Pilgrim, and other members of the Board of Trustees; President of the University of Belize, Professor Emeritus Dr. Clement Sankat; Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Ramon Figueroa; Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Education, Mrs. Deborah Domingo; Ambassador to the Embassy of Panama, Her Excellency Marta Bosa; Ambassador to the Embassy of Honduras, Her Excellency Magali Funes; Ambassador to the Embassy of Cuba, Her Excellency Lisette Perez; Honorary Consul General of India to Belize, Mr. Arun Pachandani; Chargé d'Affaires, the Embassy of the United States, Ms. Adriani Galanek; Cultural Attaché, Embassy of Mexico, Diego Sapien Munoz; other members of the Diplomatic Corps, Chief Executive Officer, Belize Telecommunications Limited, Mr. Rocco Strieber; Chairman, Director of Board of Directors, Belize Electricity Limited, Mr. Rodwell Williams; Executive Director, Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, Dr. Kenrick Leslie; Executive Director, Statistical Institute of Belize, Mr. Leopold Perriott; other representatives of non-government organizations, faculty, staff, students, guests, and graduates. Good morning. Protocol having been established, please note that subsequent speakers generally may not go through the list again, although they may make special mention. Again, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This past academic year, the university served a student body of some 4,000 students through its many broad-based relevant programs. Of USB's graduates today, from 40 of the university's programs, special offerings and other programs, 308 of our graduates, 62% are female, 187, 38% are males. Of the total number of 495 graduates, 32 graduate today with honors. I am Carolyn Williams-Tillett, your Director of Ceremonies. I am a lecturer in the Faculty of Education and Arts. The university's 4 faculties, the Environmental Research Institute, and several other centers continue to provide sterling teaching services and research that are helping to drive national development, cultural identity, as they embrace today's technologies with new online modalities of instruction and management systems. So the University of Belize, our national university, welcomes everyone to our celebration today. As you may look on the front cover of our program, you will see that our graduation theme is in Belize's official language, as well as 4 other national languages. Let's build UB together. So welcome again. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce our president, Professor Emeritus Clement Sankat, a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. Dr. Sankat received his early education at Queen's College in Georgetown, Guyana, his birthplace. He is a chartered professional engineer by training with degrees in mechanical engineering from the University of the West Indies and a PhD from the University of Guelph in Canada. He has had a long and distinguished career at the University of the West Indies as a scholar and administrative leader. Professor Emeritus Dr. Sankat was promoted to full professorship in 1998 and served in many positions: heads of department in the mechanical engineering area, deputy and dean of the Faculty of Engineering, campus coordinator and pro vice chancellor for graduate studies at the University of the West Indies from 2008 to 2016. As Pro Vice Chancellor and Principal of UWI St. Augustine Campus. Under his leadership, the St. Augustine Campus became the largest within the regional university system with approximately 19,000 students, new facilities and academic staff, and new facilities including the South Campus being built in southern Trinidad. The campus has also received an international instructional accreditation for the first time in 2010 under the stewardship of our Professor Dr. Clement Sankat. His teaching experience is in the area of engineering graphics, design, and the management of innovation. His research expertise is in engineering, application for food and agriculture, post-harvest technology, and the utilization, processing, and preservation of tropical agricultural commodities, especially through refrigeration, drying, and dehydration. He has published regionally and internationally in books and journals in the noted areas, and his work has been applied to regional industry. Dr. Sankat is a fellow of the Institute of Agricultural Engineering in the UK, of the Association of Professional Engineers of Trinidad and Tobago, and of the Canadian Society of Biological Engineering. He has served in many public and private sector boards in Trinidad and Tobago, and he has built strong partnerships between the university and the private sector, and with several international agencies for university advancement. Professor Emeritus Dr. Sankat has received numerous accolades for his service, including UWI's Vice Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Research, University and Public Service, the Cacique Crown of Honor from Guyana, and an honorary doctoral degree from the University of New Brunswick in Canada. He believes that the role of the University of Belize must be, as a first priority, to provide much larger numbers of Belizean students from across the country an opportunity for quality tertiary education, thereby nurturing future leaders for various professions, as well as developing thinkers and providing a launch pad for creative and talented entrepreneurs. Distinguished guests, faculty, staff, graduates, it gives me great pleasure to welcome President Professor Emeritus Sankat to the microphone to deliver the President's remarks. Dr. Sankat.
Go on, just one bottle of water.
Good morning to all of you. Let me say that was a special treat there by Carolyn. Sometimes I forgot what I've done, but let me say what you have done. You have reminded me what I have to do at the University of Belize. That is what that message is all about. Continue to work very hard. I cannot compete with the chair here with respect to protocols. All protocols have already been established. However, it would be remiss of me not to recognize the presence of our distinguished guests here with us, and to especially thank them for taking their time from their busy Saturday mornings to join us at the University of Belize. I want to especially recognize our ambassadors, honorary consuls, our honorable ministers, especially our line minister of education and our honorable minister of agriculture. I want to recognize our mayor of Belize City, our deputy mayor of Belmopan. Of course, I should have recognized our esteemed Governor General. Sorry about that, Governor General. You should be first on the list. That's why I couldn't compete with the chair. Of course, I want to also recognize the chairman of our board, Mr. Harrison Pilgrim, and members of our board who are gathered and seated here. My dear colleagues of the University of Belize, thank you all very much for taking your Saturday morning to join and celebrate with our students. And of course, all our graduating class, parents, loved ones, other specially invited guests, thank you very much. It is really pleasing to see a full auditorium, and I thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart for coming out. I know it's a warm day, all I'm seeing is waving of fans. So, Chairman, we need somebody to air condition this building and possibly and as a mechanical engineer, we will have to find a way to do it in a cost-effective way. But those are the things that are going to come. But let me get there. This is a very big moment for our graduates. Special day. But it's also very special for me. Not only because I'm your president, but because it's the first time I'm speaking at UB's graduation. So I might be a little bit nervous, probably a lot more nervous than you are. But it's great to be here. And it's therefore, it's a moment for me to say thank you to those who made it possible for me to be here at the University of Belize as the 7th president. And of course, I must thank the chairman and the members of the Board of Trustees, the government of Belize, especially our Honorable Minister of Education, our Prime Minister, our Leader of the Opposition, and of course our distinguished Governor General. I've read the act, so I know what it takes to appoint a president. I've called all the names that are involved. And of course, the staff, who have already shown a lot of confidence in my leadership, but were there supporting me even before I came. So thank you all, my colleagues. But this is a day for our students, our graduates. And I'm going to give you a few words of guidance, I hope. You are now leaving the confines of the University of Belize and entering the world of work. You need to remember that you are not only Belizeans, but you are entering a world almost as global citizens, because we live in a global economy, an interconnected world. But you are also Belizean nationals and graduates of this dear University of Belize. You have grown at UB, that's why you're now graduating, and UB is also growing and has grown with you. Normally, I think a president would extol what has happened over the last year. You will forgive me, I can't say what has happened last year. I only come in February, so I can't talk for the whole year. But I think some of you already are seeing some of the changes that are occurring at our university, and you could be assured that by next year, at this time, the changes are going to be even more dramatic. And thank you very much. And one of the things that I've always said in my entire life at university is really first and foremost about our students. And therefore, we have to create an environment in here that really facilitates their teaching and their learning. So we will create a comfortable environment for you across our various campuses. We need a little time, But I'd say to all of you, within the year, new academic year, you will see even more changes here that supports our work. But of course, I must never forget that none of this is possible without our academic staff and our administrative staff. You do tremendous work in the support of our students. And I am also bearing in mind the things that I have to do for you, some of which you will see very soon. I will not speak on accomplishments today. I'm leaving that for next year's graduation. But I will say a few things of words of guidance as you leave our institution. To begin with, many have contributed to your success. The success that you're having today, many have contributed. Your parents, your guardians, your loved ones. I ask you to salute them, graduates, with a tremendous round of applause. You know, I sincerely thank the parents and the guardians for the sacrifice that you have made to send your children through university, and you in particular. I've worked in the region, and we're all Caribbean people, but I do get a sense Belize is different in some ways, and the sacrifice is even greater here to have you at university. And thank you, my dear parents. You're going to make a tremendous change in the lives of your students, your loved ones. But so have your teachers, my dear graduates. They have mentored you and shepherded you over the last 2 to 4 years. They have created what you are today, and I think you owe your teachers at UB and the administrative staff another round of applause. Thank you. However, there is a group, the whole country has supported you. The taxpayers of Belize, the government of Belize, the minister and the Ministry of Education with our CEO present. Without their support, you probably would not have been here because the fees would have been quadrupled. Remember that. I'm not going to say anything more. Without the government support, you probably would not have been here. So I want you to thank the government of Belize for its support and to say that you therefore owe Belize a level of service. You have to be committed to serving your country as you leave our shores. Let me say thank you, Honorable Minister, for all the support that you have given to this institution. And I expect our graduates will now be giving back. Now I'm advised that we may have possibly the largest graduating class this year, 530 of you, graduating today and tomorrow in Punta Gorda. Congrats to all of you, well done. Of course, one of the striking features of this graduating class, as it may have been over the last few years, 326 of you are females, and lovely, wonderful, beautiful women. I wish I was young like you and being in your class. 61% girls, 39% boys. When I went to university in engineering, there were 2 girls in my class of 25. Hard times. Anyway, these are better times. Now, what I want to say, you 61% females, I want you to become great leaders for this society, great female leaders of this society. One of you one day, the Prime Minister of this country. You know, men have always been in leadership roles, people like me, right? It's time you females assert yourselves. You assert yourselves at home. It's time you assert yourselves in the society. You need to be proud of yourselves. I am proud of you. Well done. However, We need to encourage more potential students to come to University of Belize, more to stay within the educational system, because I'm sensing some are falling off or dropping out of the system. And let me say, especially males. We need to get the males to stay in the system and to eventually come to the UB. Young males need to become active participants in the development of this society. UB must work steadily to ensure that all of Belizean citizens, young men and women, and especially those who are in situations of poverty, to get an opportunity for a tertiary level education, as this can lift them out of these circumstances. In terms of graduation today, I want to express my delight that for the first time we are graduating a number of students from the EU-funded project on early childhood education, what is called the Sugar Belt Project, Dr. Chan, Dean, and I want to congratulate all the students on that program. This is a first. Well done. And of course, you know, that is how a university serves its community. Early childhood education is very important for development. Otherwise, they will never see the doors of a secondary or tertiary institution. So we're doing a great job out there. And because we're doing it outside of the traditional tracks of Belmopan and Belize City in Sugar Belt. Corozal, I think that's where it's called. So again, well done for reaching out. That's one of the things we have to do even more, to reach out. And the good news, we are bringing this program now to Belmopan and Belize City and Punta Gorda to train the teachers in early childhood education. So well done, Dean and members of the Faculty of Education. I salute you. There's another group I want to single out, and this is where I sense another future for the University of Belize that we have to grow and develop. We have about 30 students who have completed the certificate in English as a second language. Now these are foreign students. Some come as far away as from Taiwan and the Far East, and many are coming from the surrounding Central American countries. Now I see this as a potential growth hub for UB, working with the RLC and with the faculties. And therefore we have to create an even better environment, including a good, decent residence on this campus, so that foreign students, regional students can come here. Well, I've begun to engage in that matter, and I said by next year, let's hear what I have to, wait to hear what I have to say. So as you graduate, my dear students, a few quick thoughts. Number one, you need to become entrepreneurial, creative, business-like, and be active problem solvers. In order to succeed, you must build your life and your work thoughtfully in the midst of many hurdles you are going to face. Today is a great day, savor it. The moment you step out there in the real world, look for the challenges that are going to come your way, but there are opportunities too. I have often said my best days were at university, and probably that's why I've spent my entire life at a university, because at university is a very sheltered life, including my academics. They know that university life is great. You do what you want to do. You research what you want to research. Where else could give you that pleasure? Only university. So it's a great place to be, but the world out there is going to be different. You're going to have the challenges, but the opportunities. Seize the opportunities, navigate the hurdles with care, but never be daunted. In the same way that we trained you to succeed here, night and day, hard work, sacrifice, problems you can't solve today but you could solve tomorrow, those same values that we inculcated in you, that is going to help you navigate a difficult world. I want you to also remember another thing. Unlike the time when I graduated, We all felt there was a job out there waiting for me. As an engineer, Ministry of Works, the oil company in Trinidad, all kind of job. The world out there changed. You know what you have to do? Prepare your minds from now that you may have to create not only your own job, but create jobs for your fellow Belizean citizens. That is the reality. I don't want you to go out here feeling government have a work waiting for you. They may have, you're lucky. They may have teachers, etc., nurses, etc. But many of you will have to become very entrepreneurial. Now, I've often heard it said, people say, you know, life hard in Belize, difficult to be an entrepreneur. Well, there may be merit in what is being said, but that should not stop you from trying. It should not be an excuse. There is opportunity, you need to find it. It takes discipline, planning, determination, hard work, and dedication to succeed. You just have to go to the farmer's market in Belmopan on a Tuesday and a Friday. I don't know why they don't have markets on Saturdays, but so that's something I'm learning here. But you just have to see the commerce that is occurring there. Trade. People buying, people selling. Well, there's opportunity all around there. It's not only agriculture. I see furniture, I see clothing, I see music, all kinds of things. Opportunities there. Commerce is happening here. But I think what is going to define you, our graduates, you have not only a degree, and some of you have a business degree. I think that training that you have here, combined with an entrepreneurial spirit, are basic ingredients for you to succeed as entrepreneurs. And I think the export sector is where some of you should put your vision. Belize needs to export a lot more. The manufacturing sector, and certainly the service sector in hotel, tourism, small businesses, etc. In the creative and festival arts, and that is something I'd really like to see at the University of Belize. Some programs in the festival arts, creative arts, to support the tourism industry. So I'm working on that too. So there are opportunities here. One thing that I've learned here is that there are some entrepreneurs here that you could follow. I don't see Kentucky Fried Chicken here. But guess where I went last night to get my fried chicken and chips? I went to Chicken on the Run, better than KFC. Right down by the roundabout there. I love a burger, but there are no McDonald's here. But every Thursday evening, and those of you who have seen me by the park, Miss D comes by the park, sells the best burger I have ever eaten. My dear students, graduates, these are some of the things you can do. In fact, you will be richer and more famous than all of us in here. Driving fancy car, having all the lovely things young people like to have. In no shame, becoming rich and famous as an entrepreneur. So trust me, university job good. But when it comes to money, that one better. All right? So many things for you to do. The second thing I want to say to you is that you all need to become team players, collaborators. And one thing about Belize that has struck me is this is a very diverse society. So showing respect for the diversity. Well, in fact, I say Belize must celebrate its diversity. That is what makes you a very special people. Putting all those pieces and differences that you exhibit and make it one collective beauty is where we should be heading. But celebrating our diversity. You have to learn to collaborate when you get out there in the world of work, despite differences. You will have to listen and learn as you enter the world of work. You need to develop tolerance, restraint, and as I said, respect. UB graduates must distinguish themselves there, showing tolerance, restraint, and respect. The problems that we have to face in today's world, and ask any engineer, and they will tell you, the problems today are very complex. So you will have to work in multidisciplinary teams. So the ability to have divergent perspectives must be something that you will cultivate. Now you started that at UB in your teamwork. You must continue to build on the ability to work in teams. The third point I wanted to make is you will have to develop a willingness to continue to learn and be receptive to new knowledge and information. Now you feel that, you may possibly feel that today I have graduated, I'm done. Well, let me tell you, that is the furthest from the truth. You have to take the approach that as a new graduate, you will have to continue to learn in a world that continues to generate new knowledge and new teachings. You will just have to be able to keep pace with the teachings in your profession. And the world of work will challenge you like no exam, no textbook, or no classroom can. I remember my engineering exams. Once the problem set from a textbook, straight A. But you put a real world problem there in engineering, and that will separate the men from the boys. How do you conceptualize that problem? And I want my academic staff to challenge our students to solve real world problems, not only routine textbook problems, because tomorrow morning they're not going to deal with textbook, they're dealing in a real world. They may go to the textbook to get some guidance, but it's a different kettle of fish. So you'll have to learn to continue to educate yourselves. One thing you must do from the moment you get in that workplace, learn from those who are there before. Absolutely important, because don't think that because you graduate you know everything. Sorry, you know a little bit. You know something. But you're going to have to learn from those in the world of work. Now, coming as an engineer and I'm telling you, that's the reality, that's the truth. You also have to show humility. You got to humble yourself out there. I'm a graduate, I'm a proud UB graduate, all fine. But learn from others. Understand you don't know everything as yet. All right? And let me say to those graduates who are getting associate degrees, wonderful, congratulations. But prepare yourselves now to move towards a bachelor's degree. And we at UB welcome you back. And the last point, you have to become effective communicators. In order to succeed, you must be able to share your vision, your thoughts and ideas. Now, we would have taught you some of these things at UB in the classrooms. You have to hone those skills that you have developed here as a student. Let me say to all of you, one of the first things that are going to happen to you in the world of work is the employer is going to listen to you when you speak, or he's going to read a report that you've written. And I tell you something, that makes an immediate first impression. I want our UB graduates, when they speak and when they write, to stand out above everybody else. You come out as very good, strong professionals, very competent communicators. And we're going to have to do even more to strengthen that in our university. Good communications will differentiate you and can lead to a lot of satisfaction and personal growth in the world of work. I also want to say something that I used to tell my own students in Trinidad. Trinidad, you could see Venezuela from Trinidad. I used to tell them, learn a second language, learn Spanish, learn Portuguese, and we have the French West Indies, learn French. But I think, bearing in mind where Belize is positioned, all of you, my dear graduates, should be very competent in English and Spanish. That will differentiate you. When you start to compete for jobs, you know Spanish, you're higher up the ladder. You know English, good, you're higher up the ladder. You know both of them, but you're right on top. So learn Spanish and learn English. And if you have problems, come to our regional language center, right, Mr. John, Mr. Flores? But that's what we created it for. Come here and we will teach you Spanish, we teach you English. We are going to begin to teach Chinese in the next few weeks. You want to learn Mandarin? You want to trade with China, Taiwan? We teach you Mandarin to trade with China. That's what universities are for. So, go forth, my dear students, graduates. Go forth and succeed. Continue to serve your family, your community, and your country. Life should be one about selfless service. It brings tremendous personal satisfaction. Continue to believe in the Almighty and the abilities He has bestowed upon you. And while you may be questioning yourself, never let this define who you are. All of us will stumble, all of us will fail, all of us must pick up ourselves and get back on the track of hard work that leads to success. But you also have to be measured risk takers. When you take risks and you succeed beyond your wildest dreams. And let me recognize you, my dear graduate from my own office of the president. Stand and take a bow. Stand and take a bow. Well done, well done. I don't remember the names, but I see these people every morning faithfully coming to work, smiling and welcoming me as principal. Thank you, thank you. So I wish you all your best in your future endeavors. Remember, now you are ambassadors for UB. Do not forget this. You are ambassadors for UB. Fly the flag high and do not forget to give back to the institution. It needs all your help. I need your help, all of your help, to build UB together. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please another round of applause for our remarks from our president. With all the high energy, I would like to still keep us a little bit grounded in the reality of schooling, not only at UB, but anywhere else. At this moment, I would like to invite the audience for a moment of silence to stand up and acknowledge and help us to honor the work and the legacy and the life of 3 of our own students who are not here to celebrate with us today as they passed away before the academic year came to a close. Please rise for a moment of silence for the following students. Mrs. Sylvia Cowell from the Faculty of Education and Arts, Sugar Belt Teacher Training Project in Corozal. Ms. Shanali Enriquez, Practical Nursing student from the Faculty of Nursing, Allied Health and Social Work. Ms. Valerie Gilhari, Social Work student from the Faculty of Nursing, Allied Health and Social Work. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated. We are now at that point that everyone is here to see. Reminders, our official photographers are in front of the stage. They will be capturing every single student who comes up to receive his or her certificate, diploma, and degrees. Now the deans will present the candidates and the president will confer the certificates, diplomas, and degrees. We begin with my faculty, the largest faculty in the University of Belize, the Faculty of Education and Arts. This is one of our 4 distinguished faculties helping to drive the pursuit of knowledge, skills, and attitudes needed for national development in an ever-changing world. This faculty, led by Dean Dr. Nestor Chan, who holds a doctorate in education in organizational leadership and higher education from Nova University in the United States. 178 of today's graduates come from the Faculty of Education and Arts. From among 14 different programs, FEA, the Faculty of Education and Arts, continues its distinguished service to our nation through its groundbreaking teacher education outreach programs. Currently, FEA has expanded access to students in Orange Walk and Corozal districts through the European Union-funded teacher education program at a cost of 1.1 million euros. This program is presenting its first set of students for graduation today, 33 graduates. The faculty embarked on numerous scholarly activities, including research conducted by faculty members in education, languages, and history departments, and the continual review of curricula and syllabi. FEA commits itself to responding to the continued challenges facing teaching and learning at all levels in Belize's educational system. FEA is poised to launch a countrywide associate degree in early childhood education using dual teaching modality. This program will be transformed into a bachelor's degree in 2019. Faculty members and students in the Spanish education program receive mobility scholarships to the University of Valladolid in Spain through the Carpens program funded by the European Union. Finally, the Faculty of Education and Arts, through the Regional Language Center, confirmed that a professor of Mandarin sponsored by the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, through the ICDF Taiwan, will be posted full-time at the center to learn the Mandarin language courses beginning August 2017. I now call on Dean Dr. Nestor Chan, along with the Faculty Chair, Dr. June Young, and the RLC Director, Mr. John Flores, to the podium to present the graduates for the Faculty of Education and Arts.
Good morning, everyone. Will the candidates for Associate's Degree English, Associate's Degree in Primary Education, Associate's Degree in Early Childhood Education, Bachelor of Science in Biology Education, Bachelor of Science in Business Education, Bachelor of Arts in English, Bachelor of Science in English Education, Bachelor of Science in History, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics Education, Bachelor of Science in Primary Education, Diploma in Education Methodology, Certificate in Primary Education, Certificate in Early Childhood Education, and Certificate in English from the Faculty of Education and Arts. Please rise.
Associates in English Education, Audrey Sophia Moody. Associates in English Education, Delmi Mildred Grijalva. Associates in English, Aaron Michelle Guzman. Associates in English, Isabel Naomi Lanza. Associates in Primary Education, Queen Lisbeth Rivas. Primary Education, Daisy Elaine Abba Nicholas. Primary Education, Leticia Margaret Gillett. Primary Education, Elizabeth Marie Pinello. Primary Education, Guadalupe Victoria Ruiz. Primary Education, Marcelina Rash. Primary Education, Charlene Nicola Belial Stevens. Primary Education, Brenda Estefani Hernandez. Primary Education, Samantha Leticia Moody. Primary Education, Crystalline Keisha Yearwood. Primary Education, Renique Natasha Bevans. Primary Education, Marie Popper Glenda. Primary Education, Kiara Novello. Bachelor's in Biology Education, Jenna Karina Baide, magna cum laude. Eric Alejandro Santizo, magna cum laude. Kelly Roy Witzel, magna cum laude. Melody Diana Wagner, Bachelor's in English cum laude. Lishan Janae Logan, cum laude. Terry Marjorie Ortiz. Cheryl Ann Leslie, summa cum laude. Candice Camille Borland, Bachelor's in English Education, Associate's degree in English Education. Bachelor's in History Education, Charlie Alexei Hutchinson, magna cum laude. Associate Bachelor's in History, Association of Students Government, Chair of Student Government, Belmopan Campus, President of the Student Government, Adonis Gilbert McDonald. David Calvert Valentine, Bachelor's in History. Bachelor's in History, Dino Emilio Gutierrez. Bachelor's in Mathematics Education, Esther Sun, summa cum laude. Bachelor's in Math Education, Sandra Denise Williams. Bachelor's in Math Education, Kendall Otenil Esquivel. Bachelor's in Primary Education, Filomena Rebecca Serrano, magna cum laude. Bachelor's Primary Education, Clementina Roberta Castillo. Bachelor's Primary Education, Dina Diane Garbach. Bachelor's in Primary Education, Mario Isidro Martinez. Bachelor's Primary Education, Francis David Salam. Bachelor's Primary Education, Evelyn Burdett Pinelo, cum laude. Bachelor's Primary Education, Marta Araceli Sanchez. Bachelor's Primary Education, Anna Mabel Pat. Bachelor's Primary Education, Lenessa Laverne Reynolds. Bachelor's Primary Education, Gregorio A. Chablé.
Certificate in English as a Second Language, Mexico. Jesús Alejandro Camacho Espinosa. Alfonso Sánchez Lino. Andrea Paniagua Díaz. Rubí Ali Carvajal Morales. María de Jesús Ortega Ontiveros. Gemali Sibaja Martínez. Claudia Betania Cobian Martínez. Melissa Carabeo Montes. Oscar René Palacios Gómez. Pedro Daniel García Vicente. Ángel Jiménez Loredo. Juan Sergio Galarza Ramírez. Diana Aguirre Pérez. Roberto Martínez Lozano. Luis Felipe Villanueva Sánchez. Denilson Lubiano Ayala. Panamá. Alexandra Alicia Hernández Castillo. Abel Antonio Vigil Puga. Darelis Córdoba Ramos. Max Joel Sanjur de Gracia. Myanmar. Zhu Nuei Tin Ko. El Salvador. Beatriz Emérita Carranza Lone. Honduras. Emilson Javier García Callejas. Taiwán. Zhou Bo Wang. Huang Qin Yu. Xi Jinmei.
Certificate in Primary Education, Kimberly Natalie Koch. Certificate in Primary Education, Vashti Lisa Picard. Certificate in Primary Education, Vanessa Elizabeth Gladden. Certificate in Primary Education, Aniki Wasan Lambe. Certificate in Early Childhood Education, Sugar Belt, Annabelle Arele Martinez. Certificate in Early Childhood, Lady Diana Carrias. Certificate in Early Childhood, Argelia Elaide Barrera. Certificate in Early Childhood, Maria de Lourdes Marin. Certificate in Early Childhood, Vicky Zeni Magania. Certificate in Early Childhood, Linda Azucena Hosas. Associates in Early Childhood, Melody A. Cruz. Certificate Early Childhood, Anel Clarissa Andrade. Certificate Early Childhood, Marisa Nuri Hotun. Certificate Early Childhood, Vanessa Iseli Palma. Diploma in Education Methodology, Jacqueline J. Burns. Diploma in Education Methodology, Kevin Wade Forrester. Diploma in Education Methodology, Sugar Bell, Lily Manuela Wade. Diploma in Education, Atiliana Angelica Briseño. Diploma in Education Methodology, Amadilia R. Martinez. Diploma in Education Methodology, Miguelito Martinez. Diploma in Education Methodology, Berta Alicia Pinados. And the best for last, Diploma in Education Methodology, Aisha Alima Garaway.
President, it is my privilege to present to you these candidates. Each has fulfilled the requirements of the respective certificate, diploma, or degree as set forth in the graduation policy and approved by the duly qualified members of the Faculty of Education and Arts. I, therefore, present to you these candidates today with the recommendation that you confer on them the certificate, diploma, or degree that they have earned.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Belize, I hereby confer on you the respective certificate, diploma, associate, or bachelor degree from the Faculty of Education and Arts with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, Faculty of Education and Arts. I would like to thank our President, Dean, and Chairs for the presentation of our candidates. Our second faculty is the Faculty of Management, Social and Social Sciences. I call on Dean Dr. Bernard Watler to present the candidates for the Associate and Bachelor's degrees in the Faculty of Management, Social and Social Sciences. Dean Watler, the head of this faculty, holds a doctorate in education in organizational leadership and higher education from Nova University in the United States. The faculty he manages contributes today 134 of today's graduates from among 6 different programs. The Faculty of Management and Social Sciences having a firm belief and resolve that research can strengthen education and assist in national development, hosted its 7th annual research conference in April of this year, under the theme, Building Competitiveness in Belize in a Global World, the role of the University of Belize. The faculty continues with this role of fostering Belize's development by producing graduates who are committed to Belize's enrichment. The faculty's Researcher of the Year award was offered to Assistant Professor Dr. Philip Castillo. In an effort to diversify its program offerings and respond to the needs of stakeholders, this faculty will be offering this August a new bachelor's degree in business administration with majors in finance, management, and marketing. This new 4-year degree will produce graduates who will hit the ground running with the requisite analytical, problem-solving, strategic thinking, oral and written communication, and leadership skills necessary for success. Finally, the associate degree in tourism studies will be expanded to Punta Gorda effective August 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dean Watler to the microphone to present his faculty's candidates for associate and bachelor's degrees, and Dean Bernard Watler will be assisted by Ms. Desiree Aguilar. Dean Watler.
A pleasant good morning. Will the candidates for associate degree in business science, associate degree in tourism studies, Bachelor of Science in accounting, Bachelor of Science in management, and Bachelor of Science in tourism management from the Faculty of Management and Social Sciences, please rise.
Associate Business Science, Emily Atlin Yolanda Usher. Nicole Ariel Kane. Chantel Mavis Jacobs. Kenisha Aisha Tillett. Monica Monique Flowers. Rashani Wakisha Tillett. Shireen Yvette Bowden. Stacey Shakira St. Clair. Latasha Marisha Hughes. Lisette Anita Kopp. Golda Ludvika Perez. Dominga Kuku. Jasmine Salema Arce. Anisha Shao. Nashla Giselle Mendez. Shaleen Blossom Gongara. Denisha D. Banner. Shari Solangel Rivas. Yanira Magali Alvarenga. Terine Beverly Tush. Enis Tyree Vinton Bowen. Grisela Sandra Ack. Aisha Shailene Reynolds. Jeffan Modisha Augustine. Christine Miriam Chuck. Anthony Wellington Usher. Siobhan Cecilia Cadle. Isabel Renee Tun. Enrique David Reyes. Ryan Gavin Mosiah. Joanna Josela Amelie Romero. Associate Tourism Studies, Ruby Danisa Mayen. Tamaika Madonna Roca. Christy Karina Warrior. Frank Fermin Cho. Iwan Dajur Thompson. Kiefer Alexander Mackenzie. Emmanuel David Vasquez. Brianne Renee Young, President Student Government, Belize City. Ashley Alexis Middleton. Ashanti Shalimar Rita Wade. Bachelor Accounting, Evandale Devon Baptist. Deidre Alexandra Rivers. Desiree Marigold Humes Hendy. Keisha Leticia Garoy. Danielette Itzel Lisby. Dorothy Cecilia Genus. Aura Denora Lopez. Yadira Argueta. Hannah Lowen Penner, magna cum laude. Diana Mercedes Carrillo, cum laude. Melvina Jameli Thompson, Bachelor Management. Virginia Seferina Gonzalez. Dana Monique Farrell. Akira Giselle Sanchez. Shanti Melissa Roches, magna cum laude. Carlisha Francisco. Karina Rubiel Montejo. Kyle Mitchell Vaccaro, magna cum laude. Arnold Romero. Jenica Patricia Bailey. Adrian Edward Pandy. Brenda Marie Usher. Gail Jones Garcia. Keisha Young. Melanie Garoy. Amalia Isabel Quiroz. Blessed Amagula. Brianna Leanne Lopez. Summa cum laude. Perla Abigail Cook. Nikisha Reina Cook. Tristan Manuel Aldana. Alexandria Keisha Garbot. Bachelor Tourism Management, David Amir Nau. Janelli April Arana. Alexander Cal. Danny Interiano. Bachelor Accounting, Kenton Flowers Jr.
President, it is my privilege to present to you these candidates. Each has fulfilled the requirements of the respective degrees as set forth in the graduation policy and approved by the duly qualified members of the Faculty of Management and Social Sciences. I therefore present to you these candidates today with the recommendation that you confer on them the degree that they have earned.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Belize, I hereby confer on you the respective associate or bachelor degree from the Faculty of Management and Social Sciences with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Thank you, President, Deans, Chairs, and Pyrotechnic Technicians. I now call Dean Leland Swift Castillo to present the candidates for associate and bachelor's degrees and certificates in the Faculty of Nursing, Allied Health, and Social Work. Our Dean Swift Castillo holds a master's in public health from the University of South Florida, a bachelor's degree in nursing education from the University of the West Indies, Jamaica, and a post-diploma in psychiatric nursing. Currently, she's pursuing a doctorate degree in nursing science from Texas Women's University in Denton, Texas. Of the total number of graduates, 72 are graduating from the Faculty of Nursing, Allied Health, and Social Work. Through the leadership of Chair of Allied Health, Mrs. Patricia Lopez, this faculty is pleased to announce the approval by the Board of Trustees of its two new programs, Bachelor of Pharmacy and Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Sciences. Both of these programs commenced in August 2017. The faculty continues to review and revise all its program offerings to meet national needs. Additionally, this faculty continues its collaborative effort with the Ministry of Health in the offering of programs such as midwifery for registered nurses and nursing assistants for the new school year. Similarly, the faculty in the development of its areas of specialization such as operating room nursing, nurse anesthesia, and intensive care unit adult and pediatrics for registered nurses. The Department of Social Work and the Police Department also collaborated on a psychoeducation for risk youth over a 12-week period. This faculty and students of the Medical Laboratory program conducted research in different areas relevant to their program. From this program, 3 students have been gainfully employed, including Sael Santoya by Belize Medical Associates, Ruby Yakab, Kayo Medical Lab, and Josue Someta, San Pedro Hospital. And Mr. Remigio Koch has obtained a scholarship from Taiwan and the Ministry of Health to further his course of study. This Faculty of Allied Health and Social Work remains committed and steadfast to the transformation of the University of Belize. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the microphone Dean Leland Swift Castillo and her faculty chair, Ms. Pascasio.
Good morning. Morning, I said to all of you. Buiti Benafi. Guten Morgen. Song Salang. Ekaro. Will the candidates for associate degree in applied science medical laboratory technology, associate degree in applied science pharmacy, associate degree in applied science social work, bachelor's of science in nursing, bachelor's of science in social work, certificate in practical nursing from the Faculty of Nursing, Allied Health and Social Work, please rise.
Associate Pharmacy, Danny Marlene Codd. Claudia Berha. Aline Harris. Charette Reyes. Erwin Quintanilla. Brian Tillett. Associate Medical Laboratory Technology, Susie Valdez. El Ray Shaw. Josue Sameta. Sayel Santoya. Ruby Yakab. Harina Paz. Remigio Koch. Doris Fusano. Kimani Flowers. Associate Social Work, Nerland Flowers. Dania Samuels. Arnell Samuels. Deidra Bennett. Don Montero. Darby Reyes. Courtney Zelaya. Jana Belgrave. Lavisha Lorenzo. Bachelor Nursing Devon Burke. Ashley White. Kayla Dawson. Corinne Salam. Philan Coy. Adrian Cobb. Grace Amagula. Janisa Gray. Khalifa Gray. Natasha Pollard. Desiree Wilshire. Orji Chichi. Bria Gentle. Marie Tiwu. Jessica Hall. Carla Koch. Ellen Lee. Yudali Valdez. Vicente Villanueva. Natasha Villanueva Vicente. Mariceli Juchim. Vasti Esther Gonzalez. Hermes Pineda. Rashira Marcel. Maria Aricela Chinchilla. Bessie Yolanda Marie Diaga, Bachelor Nursing. Ashley Charrington. Bonaventure Nwanghu. Bachelor Social Work, Sharice Myvit. Zen Yao. Certificate Practical Nursing, Felicia Perez.
President, it is my pleasure to present to you these candidates. Each has fulfilled the respective requirements of the certificate or degree as set forth in the graduation policy and approved by the duly qualified members of the Faculty of Nursing, Allied Health, and Social Work. I, therefore, present to you these candidates today with the recommendation that you confer on them the certificate or degree that they have earned.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Belize, I hereby confer on you the respective certificate, associate, or bachelor degree from the Faculty of Nursing, Allied Health, and Social Work, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, although the technicians are on this side, please thank the President, the Deans, and the Chair, and Ms. Pascasa was sitting in for the Chair. I know, congratulations to our Faculty of Nursing, Allied Health, and Social Work. I now call on Dean Julianne Passos to present the candidates for the Associate, Bachelor's, and Bachelor's degrees in the Faculty of Science and Technology. Dean Julianne Passos holds a Master of Science degree in Chemistry from Texas A&M University. The Faculty of Science and Technology today celebrates the achievement of 111 of our graduates. This coming semester, the faculty will move its associate programs to four-year bachelor degree programs in the areas of math, biology, IT, and natural resource management, with specializations in different areas. UB President Professor Santat met with the Ambassador Lee Iho of the Republic of Korea and his team along with the President and Vice President of the Belize Association of Professional Engineers, to discuss a proposal for the establishment of a modern School of Engineering at the University of Belize, Belmopan campus. The Faculty of Science and Technology is also establishing ties with the University of Technology in Jamaica and Kun Sun University in Taiwan to build capacity for the department and its graduates and establish a commitment of collaboration among the universities and their other feeder institutions. In areas of research, the MPIT department keeps pushing forth with its UB-IT stimulation program, which aims to enrich and improve the existing knowledge of programming at the primary and secondary level, and also aims to improve the computational thinking ability of students. Mr. Jair Valladares participated in a project coordination meeting held in Vienna, Austria, aimed to build human and lab capacity at UB. His participation will strengthen UB's capacity to perform ocean acidification work and will complement the work of the IAEA project being executed at the university. The WWF recently accepted a proposal submitted by Natural Resource Management team to develop a watershed management plan for the Belize River. The project will be executed in the next 6 months and will see the involvement of a number of FST faculty members. Additionally, this faculty hosted a series of seminars promoting students, faculty, and alumni work. This included the Math Symposium, the Research for National Development Conference, and the 4th Annual Biology Chemistry Symposium. Finally this year, our own Mr. Leonard Mortis, Chair of the Engineering Department for the sitting, was recognized for being the 2016-2017 Outstanding Teacher of the Year, Tertiary, by the Belize Board of Teacher Education, Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Dean Julianne Passos, along with their faculty chair, Mr. Leonard Mortis, to present their candidates.
Good morning. Will the candidates for Associate's Degree in Applied Science Agriculture, Associate's Degree in Applied Science Architecture, Associate's Degree in Applied Science Biology, Associate's Degree in Applied Science Biology and Chemistry, Associate's Degree in Applied Science Biology, Math and Physics, Associate's Degree in Applied Science Building and Civil Engineering, Associate's Degree in Applied Science, Chemistry and Mathematics, Associate's Degree in Information Technology, Associate's Degree in Applied Science, Marine Biology, Associate's Degree in Applied Science, Mathematics, Associate's Degree in Applied Science, Mathematics and Physics, Associate's Degree in Applied Science, Mechanical and Electrical Engineering, Associate's Degree in Natural Resource Management, Bachelor's of Science in Biology, Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, Bachelor of Science in Natural Resource Management. From the Faculty of Science and Technology, please rise.
Associates in Agriculture, Roberto Ovenil Camp. Associates Agriculture, Dennis Silberto Khan. Associates in Architecture, Stephen Jeffrey Phillip. Associate in Architecture, Augustine Joel Chock. Associates in Biology, Naomi Christine Griffith. Alford Eco. Christy Lynn McKelly Radley, Associate in Biology. Shane Jonathan Guzman. Sonia Milani Valdez. Jacqueline Gabriela Martinez. Zoe Michelle Varela. Araceli Naomi Galdames. Associate in Biology and Chemistry, Patrick Noah Pinker. Associates in Biology and Chemistry, Leandro Jizer Ayala. Brianna Monique Neal. Dwight Joel Montero Jr. Asha Vaishali Casey. Ivan Misael Godoy, Associate Biology and Chemistry. Gina Yamilet Zip. Kevin Jordani Yusida. Elmer Ismail Guerra. Adam Chun. Clinton Marvin Cho. Emily Hung. Associates in Biology, Math, and Physics. Jasper Jeremy Mosiah, Associates, Building and Civil Engineering. Carl Eugene Jones. Brandon Michael Tycro. Roberto Tosh. Philbert Raphael Chun. Associate in Information Technology, Francis Eli Pineda. Ivor Estuardo Pish Gaba. Associates in Marine Biology, Driscolley Sharu Ball. William Henry Bowman III. Shaquille Hakeem Rogers. Gabriela Alessandra Ugarte. Associates in Math and Physics. Ledisi Kadeen Kaitana. Kishan Javon Jones. Associates in Mathematics, Berenice Victoria Grajales Rodriguez. Keisha Anissa Amber Brown Morales, Associate in Mathematics. Evaristo Makin, Associates in Mechanical and Electrical Engineering, Darrell Eugene Lynch. Kyle Robert W. Milton. Associates in Natural Resource Management, Maria Celeste Petch. Bachelor of Biology, summa cum laude, Brianni Grace Hyde. Bachelors of Biology, cum laude, Aspiro Naim Orbina. Bachelor of Information Technology, cum laude, Jorge Alejandro Castaneda. Bachelor in Information Technology, Daniel Menhunron. Guadalupe Noah U. Bachelors of Mathematics, Heinrich Petkar. Bachelor's Mathematics, magna cum laude, Sunita Param. Bachelor's Mathematics, summa cum laude, Chukwebu Amagwola. Bachelor Mathematics, magna cum laude, Gladys Alexi Woolery. Bachelor Mathematics, magna cum laude, Melvin Jesus Perez. Bachelor Natural Resource Management, Kevon Kyle Brown. Fidel James Mukul. Rodel Ademir Chan. Sumit Betancourt. Kenneth Raphael Esquivel. Rahim Shamir Guerra. Nigel A. Gomez. Jeffren Amilcar Reyes. Elton Fred Guevara. Bachelor Natural Resource Management, cum laude, Jorly Semora Marin. Bachelor Natural Resource Management, Tracy Chi.
President, it is my privilege to present to you these candidates. Each has fulfilled the requirements of the respective degree as set forth in the graduation policy and approved by the duly qualified members of the Faculty of Science and Technology. I, therefore, present to you these candidates today with the recommendation that you confer on them the degree that they have earned.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Belize, I hereby confer on you the respective associate or bachelor degree from the Faculty of Science and Technology, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, our graduating class of 2017. In addition to the accomplishments of the Faculty of Science and Technology, we have another division referred to as Environmental Research Institute, the ERI. University of Belize's Environmental Research Institute continuously builds national capacity for the effective management, sustainable use, and conservation of Belize's natural resources to enable evidence-based decision-making for sustainable development. This said, during the semester, ERI's wildlife researchers published a paper on 10 years of jaguar research at the Coxcomb Basin Wildlife Sanctuary. While marine researchers presented to stakeholders the results of fish spawning aggregation and lobster surveys in the Turniff Atoll Marine Reserve. In addition, ERI's Marine Research Fellow continues her sea cucumber mariculture work in collaboration with private sector partners and has published 2 papers relevant to the fishery. Through the Institute's work at Calabash Key Field Station, This semester, 17 UB student volunteers were trained in monitoring techniques. 250 foreign and local university students visited the field station, and more than 20 primary school groups from the central and northern part of the country visited Turnef Atoll as part of the Young Marine Explorer programs. This semester, ERI also delivered 4 field courses in specialty areas including coastal zone management, fisheries, wildlife management, and forest management to final year university students. Through the generous support of the Oak Foundation and a collaborative partnership with Syracuse University, the ERI also delivered training in conflict resolution and negotiation to 35 protected area and natural resource managers from 15 different government and non-government organizations throughout the country. Ladies and gentlemen, the work for this last semester of our Environmental Research Institute. At this time, I call on UB's Vice President, Dr. Marriott Simon, to introduce our academic awardees and UB's Chairman, Board of Trustees, Mr. Harrison Pilgrim, to present this year's academic awards. Dr. Marriott Simon, our Vice President, graduated from Wayne Huizinga School of Business and Entrepreneurship with a doctorate in business administration with a specialization in international management. He also holds a master's degree in business administration and a master's degree in agricultural economics. He has extensive experience in economic development, emerging sector development, export market development, and international marketing. He worked for the government of Trinidad and Tobago in that country's National Economic Development Agency, where he worked in export marketing, industrial development, and investment promotion. He also managed a World Bank-funded grant program aimed at increasing the export competitiveness of businesses. Dr. Simon migrated to the United States and pursued his doctoral studies, where he graduated from Nova Southeastern University in 2008. On completion of his doctoral studies, Dr. Simon worked with Strayer University, initially in the capacity of full-time lecturer and then as dean. Dr. Simon taught at both the undergraduate and graduate levels in business, economics, management, and leadership. As a dean, Dr. Simon has extensive experience in academic leadership. He developed new policies and procedures at his campuses to streamline operations, to increase efficiency, and develop strategies to increase student enrollment. He was the dean at multi-locational campuses and ensured that quality education was delivered to students. He continuously strives for excellence in delivery of the educational product and focuses on the provision of superior customer service to all stakeholders. Dr. Simon has an avid research interest in small and medium enterprise management and development, international trade, leadership, entrepreneurship, and international strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, Vice President Dr. Marriott Simon and Board Chairman Mr. Harrison Pilgrim.
Good morning. Unlike Dean Castillo, the only language I know is English, so I cannot greet you in any other language. It's my honor this morning to... Sorry? Oh. Yeah. Is this much better? Okay. In recognition of outstanding academic achievements, the university recognizes bachelor degree graduates with honor codes. Of a maximum of 4.0, students can earn one of 3 different levels on the graduation honor system. Students who have earned a GPA of 3.5 to 3.64 are graduating cum laude with honor. Today, 12 students are graduating cum laude. These students you have seen across the stage wearing a white coat. Students who earned a grade point average of 3.65 to 3.84 are graduating magna cum laude, great honor. Today, 14 students have crossed the stage magna cum laude. These were wearing a gold cord. Students who have earned a cumulative GPA of 3.85 to 4.0 are graduating today summa cum laude, highest honor. Today, there are 6 students who are graduating summa cum laude. They crossed the stage wearing a purple cord. In addition, students who have earned the highest GPA of all bachelor degree, associate degree, and certificate diploma programs are also recognized. They have obtained the highest GPA compared to all students pursuing similar degrees or certificates or diplomas. So it's my honor this morning. The award for academic excellence in a diploma or certificate program goes to Kevin Wade Forrester, Faculty of Education and Arts, Diploma in Education Tech Methodology, cumulative GPA 3.84. Kevin is the son of Neville and Marlene Forrester and was born in St. Anne, Jamaica. He is a chemistry teacher at St. John College with a professional career of continuous professional development. Kevin graduated from St. John's College in 2001 as valedictorian with a high school diploma in biology, chemistry, and physics. He then graduated from St. John's Junior College in 2003, where he received numerous awards and certificates for academic excellence and obtained an associate degree in science. He was the recipient of the Jesuit tuition scholarship to Fordham University in New York and graduated in May 2005, summa cum laude, with a bachelor degree in biological sciences. Today, Kevin is being conferred, or was conferred, I should say, his diploma in education methodology from the University of Belize. Congratulations. Our next award for academic excellence in an associate degree program goes to Emily Hung, Faculty of Science and Technology, associate degree in biology, math, and physics, with a cumulative GPA of 3.98. Emily is the daughter of Tony and Judy Hung and was born in La Loma Luz Hospital, Cayo, Belize. Emily graduated from Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic High School in 2015 as valedictorian and was recognized as the 3rd highest in the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate. She then furthered her education at UB, where she is now graduating student with an associate degree in biology, math, and physics. In 2016, Emily was elected as FSD's senator in the UB Belmopan student government. She was a lab assistant at the Western Regional Hospital Laboratory, interviewer and data collector, and was a peer tutor at UB's Writing Center. Congratulations, Emily. And our final awardee for academic excellence in a bachelor's degree program goes to Esther Soon, Faculty of Education and Arts, bachelor's degree in mathematics education with a cumulative GPA of 3.96. Esther is the daughter of Yi Ming Sun and Sai Yun Hu and was born in Corozal Town, Corozal. Esther graduated from Corozal Community College in 2012 as valedictorian with a diploma in science concentration. She got her associate's degree in mathematics and physics from Corozal Junior College in 2014 and also graduated valedictorian. Here at UB, Esther presented the results of her research entitled The Relationship Between Mathematics Self-Concept and Mathematics Performance of third form students from 2 high schools in Belmopan. Esther advanced her education at UB and is now graduating summa cum laude with a bachelor's degree in mathematics education. Congratulations, Elton. Congratulations to all the awardees. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Marriott Simon, our Vice President, and thank you, Mr. Harrison Pilgrim, UB Board of Trustees Chairman. At this time, I call again on Mr. Harrison Pilgrim, Chairman of our Board of Trustees, to introduce our esteemed guest speaker, His Worship, the Mayor of Belize City, Mr. Darrell Bradley. Mr. Pilgrim.
Good afternoon. It's certainly a great pleasure, honor apart, to be able to speak this afternoon and to introduce our guest speaker. But before I get right into talking about him, I would like to acknowledge our Governor General, Sir Carl William, the first principal, president, and leader of the precursor institution for the University of Belize. I'd also like to acknowledge our Minister of Education, the Honorable Patrick Faber, and our Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Senator Gordon House, and to acknowledge in our presence this afternoon the Honorable Rodwell Ferguson, who seems to have disappeared for a moment, but nevertheless, who is with us at this graduation. Mr. Perriott, Mr. Leopold Perriott, congratulations on bringing to the fore once more the UB Black Jaguars to sing for us at our graduation. I would like to acknowledge Ambassador Lawrence Sylvester and Mrs. Sylvester, stalwarts who have supported this university and education and have worked tirelessly for the betterment of the country of Belize. Let me also recognize all our deans and chairs of this university, our lecturers and our admin staff. And please welcome to Belize and to the University of Belize, Dr. Marriott Simon, our new Vice President of Academic Affairs. And last, but certainly not least, I'd like to congratulate the graduates, the 495 graduates who today become new leaders in this country and who are the new entrepreneurs who will fuel the economy of Belize. Congratulations to all graduates. Our guest speaker earned a Bachelor of Arts degree majoring in sociology and international studies and a Master of Arts degree majoring in public administration from St. Louis University in the United States. He later obtained his legal training from the University of the West Indies and the Norman Manley Law School in Jamaica. Mayor Bradley was formerly a director of youth for the United Democratic Party, vice president of the Bar Association of Belize, and member of the board of directors of the Central Bank of Belize. He is currently the president of the Belize Mayors Association and a member of the board of directors for the Commonwealth Local Government Forum. Darrell is a founding partner in the law firm of Bradley, Ellis and Company, and an adjunct faculty at the University of the West Indies, Belize Open Campus, and at Wesley Junior College here in Belize City. As mayor, Darrell Bradley has spearheaded the Open for Business campaign to encourage economic activity within Belize City, and this includes developing ease of business protocols, reforming the city's tax regime, promoting local economic development, and carrying out a branding exercise for Belize City. He also launched the first municipal development bond to raise funds for infrastructure, and he has led a program to promote transparency in municipal government, including through legislative reform and capacity building initiatives. Darrell is keen on building trust in local government as a partner in development. His success can perhaps be most aptly measured by his re-election for a second consecutive term as mayor in March of 2015. Mayor Bradley is married to Julianne Ellis Bradley, who is also a practicing attorney in Belize, and they have 2 children, Nathan and Sunisa. Please welcome to our podium our guest speaker, Mayor Darrell Bradley.
Deputy Prime Minister, Minister Halls, other members of the Cabinet, and members of the National Assembly and Senate, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, my friend, the Deputy Mayor of Belmopan and his wife, distinguished members of government offices, the President of the University of Belize, other officers, deans, faculty members, administrators, friends and family, and most importantly, graduates. Good morning. Good afternoon. I want to first say how humbled and honored I am to have been invited to this commencement exercise for this our national university. At municipal and central government, we often talk about sustainable development. We talk about the national development agenda. But you, faculty, staff, administrators, students, you are the development of Belize. You are the vision and plans of national development in action. I want to congratulate the President, the Chairman, faculty and staff, and all the outstanding visionaries of UB for making this institution a vehicle for national development, for churning out year after year individuals who take their place in high office as our teachers or nurses or accountants or business leaders or engineers, those people who make our country move forward. You should be honored, celebrated, and elated for this accomplishment. There are those who talk negatively about graduation. They criticize the fuss, the expense, the pomp, and the formality of it all. But seeing you here today, all clean-shaven and pristine, filled with excitement and trepidation at what the future holds, boldly taking those next steps into a world filled with more promise because of your entry, I cannot help but feel that it's all worth it, that you are all worth it. But graduation is more than merely a ritual ceremony. There is a special meaning as to why we gather here today, why we as a community convene. First, it is a time to honor your great accomplishment, to say that you have done well, graduates, and to recognize that you have achieved another milestone in your formation. It is no small thing to graduate from a university. And for some of you, you are the first in your family to do so. Others juggle education with raising children and working, and that makes it an extra special accomplishment this morning. So congratulations are in order, that after all the courses and after all the teachers, some who frustrated you and some who inspired you, after all the late night studying and the exams and the headaches and the anxieties, the days when you wanted to quit, and after paying all those bills and your fees, you are finally here graduating from this institution. Your success required discipline, commitment, sacrifice. And for this, the entire community gathers to say that we are so very proud of you. That it is our hope and our prayer that this day is all that it should be for you, full of memories and laughter, pride and celebration. In the words of another graduation speaker, big up on yourself because you don't deserve it. But this success is not yours alone. Your parents and teachers and this great hallowed national institution and the community at large share in the glory of this day, because they too have sacrificed. They have held your hands and encouraged and supported you along the way. And they too are deserving of our praise and commendations. But even greater than celebrating accomplishments, this is a time for the community to settle accounts with you, to recognize that we gather not only to congratulate you, but to see you on your way, and to say that we have great expectations for your future, that after so much has been invested in you, we now expect that you will deliver for us. For your parents who have paid so much for your education, there is an expectation that you will now start paying some of their bills. For your lecturers and administrators, there is an expectation that you will do great credit and add to the reputation of this or national university. That you will use the knowledge and capacities gained here to positively serve and impact your world. For your community and country, there is an expectation that you will pass through these walls and be thinkers and challengers and change makers of this our great Belizean nation. That you will take up the reins to move our country forward. And I'm sure that each and every one of you have great expectations for yourself. So as you reflect on this day, I hope that you will see your graduation from this institution not as an ending and not even as a beginning, but as part of the never-ending process of your becoming, of your growing and learning and evolving into something new and better. Today is also about our community and country, reflecting on what we are doing in education and assessing ourselves. I oftentimes think about the fact that some of the most successful people in the world are not university graduates, and that often the one who doodles in class and is labeled the slacker, he becomes tomorrow's Picasso. What does this tell us about whether our educational institutions are centers of excellence and laboratories where the minds of our students can experiment freely and where they grow wings and take flight? Are we doing right by you? Are we properly equipping and empowering you with relevant knowledge and supporting you to answer the charge that our community has now bestowed upon you? Are we training you to create and not to expect, to be shapers of your circumstances and not to be shaped by your circumstances? Are we teaching you to be innovators and risk takers, critical thinkers and problem solvers, and to be ethical and community minded? Ultimately, the true test is not what you did within these walls, but what you will do out there in the world. That you and this institution and our community will be graded and assessed by the benefits and fruits that flow from your graduation. On this occasion, I want to share a few bits of so-called experience that I have garnered over the years. The first comes from my experience as a young student in Taekwondo and the symbolism of getting a black belt in martial arts. Not that I got a black belt in martial arts. As a student of martial arts advances from one stage to the next, that student goes from a white belt to a black belt. The student is muddied, weathered, and worn, blackened by the knowledge that has been implanted and the experiences and struggles that shape her. But as the student advances to a master and beyond the black belt, each additional notch as a second and third degree black belt and so on becomes white again, signifying that the student's thinking becomes pure, that the student goes back to that openness and innocence of when she first began. And so it should be with you, that so much has been poured into you, but that knowledge should not restrain, but it should empower you to think for yourself, to challenge ideas, to question why and how and who and where and what, and to form your own conclusions rather than sprouting the dogma and rhetoric of others. To face the world with the never-ending curiosity and optimism of a child, ever hungry for knowledge and meaningful relationships, ever hopeful, ever trusting, growing and learning and exploring and advancing, and free of the inhibitions and shackles that sometimes come with institutional learning. The second bit of experience comes from something that someone once told me. The person asked me, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I said very proudly, "I want to be a politician." The person's face turned sad. But he gave me one of the best pieces of advice that I've heard. He said, "Darrell, most politicians fail because of one simple reason. They do not understand that people do not like politicians. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be the nicest person in the world, but the minute you take on that label, some people will dislike you. So he said, if you want to be a successful politician, and if you want to be a successful leader, the simple rule is never act like a politician. That has been one of the simple, defining characteristics of my professional public life. Never be the normal. Always strive to be different, to be unexpected, to set your own standards, and to be the standard for what others want to see. Be authentic in your own way and dance to the beat of your own drums. Each of you will enter a new phase of your life today, and you will undoubtedly take on or continue roles. If you're a teacher, be that teacher that inspires passion in your students. Be goofy and silly and fun. Go over and above what is expected to bring the best out in your students. If you are a nurse, be compassionate and attentive to the very fault. Give your all to your patients. If you continue in education, be that student that other students always think asks stupid questions. Live outside the box and be remembered for being different. The third bit of experience comes from a saying that I had when I first went to study in the United States. A person asked me during orientation week, which was the first week of school, where was my resume? I said to the person, I'm attending school. I'm not looking for a job. I don't need a resume. And the person told me, no matter where you are, you always have to be marketing yourself. That when you come to that institution, you are being prepared from the very beginning to reflect on what skills and capacities you have that can contribute and add value to others, to your future employers, and to the wider community. That no one will ever give you a job, that you have to earn a job by showing what you can offer. And I've never forgotten that. I meet many people in my experience as an attorney and as a politician. And one of the single greatest things that they oftentimes ask for is a job. But in all the people that I have met, none of them have ever said to me, this is what I can offer to your institution. So I challenge each and every one of you this morning, graduates, to orient your thinking about what value do you bring to your community. What worth and value does your diploma and your degree have, your knowledge has? What can you do for me and not what I can do for you? How can you add and improve and build your community? The fourth and last bit of experience comes from a very personal situation. 6 years ago, my wife and I lost our first child, Gabriella Alyssa Bradley. She lived for only 2.5 hours, and my wife and I watched her die. Beat by beat, we listened until her heart stopped. Graduates, no matter how many degrees or influence or money you have, there are certain things that you must recognize that in life you cannot change. Death is the most humbling of all experiences. It is the one thing we all have in common, that constant reminder that we are temporary beings, that we are here for only a season and then we move out and we move on. Even your years at this institution has been temporary. This fact should remind us never to waste time, never to take moments for granted, and never discount the things that are truly important in life. That as high as you go, the only thing that you really can expect is to hope for the love of others and to love others. So value family, value friendships, value people, value your reputation more than anything else in life. In closing, I want to again recognize and pay tribute to this wonderful institution and the work that you have and continue to do to provide our society with its champions of today and tomorrow. I think the University of Belize has not been celebrated enough for serving our nation as a beacon for national development, as being a farm ground to provide that steady supply of bright young and not so young minds, most of whom will stay within our communities and country and contribute to national development through your efforts. Graduates, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of the ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, another resounding round of applause, and thank you for our inspirational presentation. As teachers, these are times that are priceless, because I can look around and I can listen to presentations done by people I taught when 100 years ago I started teaching. But I remember sitting in that spot hoping that one of these days I'll be up there, but if I can just get through here. So as we move on, I would like to call on, we have a musical item actually. So I would like to call on Miss Emily Hong, a graduate and student government senator from the Belmopan campus, who will play for us a musical piece, Etude number 3 by Astor Piazzolla on the flute. So ladies and gentlemen, Miss Emily. Thank you, Emmeline. At this time, I would like to call on our president, Professor Emeritus Dr. Sankat, and our mayor for the presentation of a plaque of appreciation to our esteemed guest speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I call on Ms. Stefan Hamilton, Vice President of the UB Alumni Association, to induct our June 2017 graduates.
Good afternoon, graduates. We're going to do the University of Belize Alumni Association Pledge. Could you kindly stand? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. We, the class of 2017, before all those gathered here, women and men of this country, and members of the university community, with the greatest sincerity declare, I solemnly pledge to hold my degree with a sense of responsibility and pride, so that only honor may come to my alma mater, and to employ the skills and abilities so far acquired for the improvement of the quality of life of my fellow citizens, my country, and for the good mankind. Welcome to the University of Belize Alumni Association. You have been duly inducted. Now, move your tassels from left to right to mark this outstanding milestone in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the June 2017 graduating class of the University of Belize.
Thank you, class of 2017. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my great pleasure to invite you to enjoy the UB song. It was composed and written by Sir Colville Young, our Governor General, who at that time also served as president of one of the five amalgamated institutions that became University of Belize, the University College of Belize. The UB song was written in 1997 and was performed for the first time at university's June graduation in 2009 by the UB Choir. Ladies and gentlemen, students, faculty, and staff of the University of Belize at this time, UB song. composer, our Governor General, Sir Colville Young, our conductor and trainer, Mr. Leopold Perrott, and the UB Black Jaguars. Ladies and gentlemen, as much as I know you would like to remain, we have now come to the end and closing of our graduation ceremonies. At this time, we announce a special departure, after which we will have recessional. It is now the pleasure of Mr. Iwa Rabatu, UB's Chief Protocol Officer of the Graduation Committee, to escort His Excellency the Governor General, members of Cabinet, members of the Diplomatic Corps, and other dignitaries. We ask the audience to remain seated during the recessional to allow for everyone to exit. Thank you. You have been a wonderful audience.